Hi, so this is part 4 of the manuscript. We're about halfway through. If you're watching this, wow, thank you. I'm very, very, very happy to have you here with me. This is mostly an exercise in hubris at this point, as I think it's been like an hour already, halfway through. But here goes. This is part 4 of Manuscript X. A soldier on point encounters the enemy, black pajamas around his ankles, squat slung over a hole. On cowardice, all skirmishes are won through ambush or overwhelming force. Involution, because we like it that way, through hindsight, the left of Spielberg, the right of Lucas. One hand inspires a generation to believe in easily won, come-from-behind victories by unsupported underdogs, a sort of wake-and-bake American daydream, shifting focus onto latent talent and away from training, education, proper support, mastery, as if one overcomes that master by murder or evasion, rather than by veneration, focus, understudy, hard work, understanding, a shortcut from desire to vocation and its hard-earned trappings. Everyone is a writer. Everyone is a musician. Everyone is an artist. Everyone is a thinker. Everyone is a priest. Everyone I know is a poet. There is no accountability to craft or its intersection with reality. The other hand co-opts the life work of Joe Campbell. Lucas, for its own money-in-pocket franchise, dumbs it down for mass consumption, where millions will be spent on poorly articulated action figures distributed to children and sub-adults to replay out the scenes of mysticism and force. I caught among the throng sprawl of this fetish myself, asceticism and belief in the wonder of technological force yielded by the minds of science to a fascist state governed by a fundamentalist republic. One wonders what constitutes an American mind, the greatest gift Lucas gave to the state, the rise of the centrist anti-hero Vader and his fear-mongering clone troopers, shoulder to shoulder with sleuth samurai summoned to stand firm for a complex and irrational culture, still suckling on the milkless post-mortem Christ by way of Apollo nipples, some 1700 years and going strong. No wonder nobody was fooled by episodes 1 through 3, except the children who were exposed to these images of power and desire carved into frontal lobes too young to understand the betrayal of the Jedi Order. What happens to the faux samurai estate and their children in the third act? Then there is Bruckhammer and the deifiers of mafia thugs and hitmen, home to home and guerrilla swung. Involution, hypertext, may we walk among this rotten rhizome, liquid cast metal dropped into the ant mound, a mobile of metal coat hanger explosions, heated, unbend themselves to lance under your cuticles and eyelids, pierce the lips listening with their mouths. Private Cooper, the love doctor, get down and push. Make love to the ground. Despite your dreams of flying and all this talk of glory at 40 rounds, under the stadium lighting, each bare mound a soldier to be a patchwork of crawling skin which climbs the blisters of the fire ant, all desiccant, the clacking of plastic crates bone in the milk garden, earthworms. You can enter the unreality of these static display machines where humans fought the final moments of their lives. Museum of Natural Science, San Bernardino, 1977, locked in the hull of some M4 Sherman tank, a part of my unopened boy self. A sea of gulls swarm the armpit hair of a single cadaver. Subroutine. When addressing Embed about use of large caliber munitions, we were aiming at the tricycle and not the body of its pilot. End run. Drill press operator, DPO, this to be the best I could do on the outside, this muscular spring, punch your face like a time clock, this muscular spring, the press, pull the lever, 12-hour day of body on body. What you know about the press, pull the lever, bodies entire, tired, tried bodies burn. What you know about a machine, Ponzi scream, and we are fascinated by Maria. Die a machine, you could be fired. Cruel could you be fired. Die a machine. Die on. The outside I could do best as a mediator to bring the ruling class and the working cased together. Cast together. Cased together. I dream we are intra-office samurai, or we still are in the sweatshop. No talking. It's the flash ejecta Wakazashi red run through the bamboo. You, snow black, I gash. Bank, you shoot red among the gray white. Wake up! It's not what you think. Around the water cooler, sacrifice. It's slow, dull emulsion. They all said they liked you. It's a signal yellow police cordon. Keep out. No talking. 37 stitches per pocket. A locked door. You in the cold. An ejaculate. The queen took the bowl in her mouth for 27 minutes of every half. Red licked euros. A ring of dancing forms. Asses thrust at you. No talking, please. The pink slip serve for quoting Farrakhan in an inter-office memo. Outside the wild and the weirdling hunger. The flung tundra of the phone conference rooms. Joey endured your fingering. No talking, please. 1,817 shirt pockets sewn for 10 cents a day. It is the skin of your feet that slough off like wet cardboard appetites. Your snowshoes worn out by your worn sons in memory of you. The yurt you built dances on chicken leg stilts. It's not what you think. Baba Yaga's howl. Who is eating our children? No talking, please. No tall king, please. No talking. It's time you were the bull. Leap, leap. No talking, please. Spare cup holder. Sarah absorbs the tea through holes in her palms. A skeleton, key wrapped in a blanket. You wrestle with newspaper, paper cuts and runny ink. Tattoos gather downtown, spilling you. A fadeaway jump shot into a beer pong cup. My head grins from her wicker linen basket. I've come to tell you about the leaves in the gutter where you found 2 eye teeth. As the curtains push the blue night open, the car door swings, she falls out, smelling of a different hymn, burned by your cigarettes. The abandoned hubcap holds summer in its upturned rim. I drink what the police offer. .3 brake fluid from this red cup made of plastic. I sit cuffed on a curb outside of my own house. In absence of dress-right dress, uniform bodies seek shelter from choice. In absence of prepackaged meals, procure family-size boxes of cereal. Avoid eye contact with civilians who greet you with praise for security you cannot provide. Follow standard operating procedure. Be the Class A meal ticket. Food stamp. A woman attracted to security in the abstract. We, the spent enlistment bonus. New car broken. 3-month women. The all but gone equals all but gone but duty or time. My own house. The all prisoner. Walk in foot chains, bundles of court documents under arm. Adieu. Dressed, the button on the white crane's nape summons the wailing of a bone saw. True corrugated aluminum roof. We are information in flesh, ragged. Pass through chains of custody. Good morning. Is it? Orange. The complement of green. The elevator broke at the Stanislaus Superior Courthouse in downtown Modesto. This forced prisoners in their ankle chains to share the same hallway with divorcees and single mothers. No one could find a 75-year-old gear that ran the splines. We spent all day joking about him, the man with his head caught in the bear trap, because that was all we had left to do. The birds and the worms knew their work, and they clocked in early, and he was no friend of ours. People look better on the pointy end of your spear, rather than you looking up them, shocked and unable to blink, impaled. It's status quo. They're already raping your ex-wives and your sister and throwing your babies from the tower. A man flies a 1/12 scale replica of an A-10 Warthog. The 30mm depleted uranium shells weigh 1.5 pounds each, as much as the model. Singing love songs is perfect practice for misery in your love life. If only Hitler had gotten therapy, or hung out with Warhol. Many deckhands die in our imagination. The giant octopus attacks the Nautilus, but not one important person dies. A foot severed at the ankle soaks a tennis shoe. Sales in 1984 quadrupled when the American people thought that all their phone messages were being recorded. A double-parked SUV disgorges 3 prepubescent girls late for ballet practice. Louis XIV frowns. Though she can walk on her own, the native Hesperian guns her scooter and flips them all off the bird as she drifts, snagging boxes of Apple Jacks off Walmart shelves with her leopard print snugly. And she's right, get out of line, none of you are that damned important. I used to have the crane man on speed dial. Now I wait in a different chow line. I am uniquely adapted by my training for incarceration. This isn't fun for the bull. Initiates choose BDUs, jumpsuits. Forward 1. Security is the inside-out fever illusion of misattention. It turns the dice show of intolerance and judgment upon the anvil. Freedom is the dropping away of this fear of self and others. To secure war is to prepare for no peace. This odd adaptation, the new conformation of mouth into the eye, the simulacra of footstep of the digitized self, the real atrophies, nutrient through IV, desire deferred and diverted into mongrel parcels like life through a straw, claw and tooth governed by purse strings drawn tight by dithermen, masked of vocations licit and ill. Go looking in any direction for a legitimate business to work for, and you stumble on the real. Focus groups of the unemployed with their faces trapped in their hands mutter, clothed only by the slit light of the shuttered lamp of Diogenes. We must somehow accept that it is possible some of us have been retrained to like being transgressed upon. We like to be offended, bruised, taken advantage of. We enjoy capture, evasion, the deeper play of transgression as at the level of the victim, and what controls they have at their disposal, the known but unattractive, the censored and only intuited upon by the unrecognized language realm of the dissociative and the autistic. Is pain somehow enjoyable, necessary, a non-compensable byproduct of mutual or autoerotic affection, a result of millions of people reflecting back the neglect and narcissistic personality disorder-like traits of those they elect to admire or blame? The absolute point of rejection of all in play is the demarcation from mutual abuse, see relationships and waiting for Godot, into subjugation, loss of control by safe word. The individual or entity no longer shares power or mutual concern for community, the point at which wider intercession must come in. This is a misunderstood threshold, subject to bystanderism, judgment from non-participants and outsiders, mucking the place up with their mittens and galoshes and feigned innocence, passionate disinterest. Two humans howl in the 3-story parking lot, beat each other to a red pulp until one taps out. Lovers push past intimacy to initiate reintegration into the scream of the universe as it bellows outward, unless one ejects early, submissive dropping under the parachute back into the primordial fountain. These engagements synecdoche for larger engagements all along the conflict-ridden contact zone. These are dangerous but important navigations through the some human experience. A human stands on the freeway, arms outstretched in evening gridlock, their car ruined, smoking, their back to 6 police officers, all with weapons drawn, the surrendered bends on broken knees, forehead to the pavement. This is different somehow, in a way we must but cannot currently see. What drives such defiance? I watched women road march home carrying their weight in combat gear. I watched PFC West limp the last 10 miles with a broken knee. He will hide this disability and pain of his injury for another 20 years if he wishes to retire as a soldier. I wondered at Di Giovanni, who told me that they all leave me in the end. I remember you. My son is skipping stones across the concrete in the backyard, each stone skimming through new fallen puddles. I remember doing this outside Aunt Lenore's stout aluminum mobile home. I skid one into a slick-bellied lizard, who, stunned dead, skittered to a stop. It began to rain. My son smiles at me as I pull him into one of my patented one-way hugs, squirming, "You can't fix beings once they are broken, son." He is still lying there among the rubble. The missile leaps from its hard point. The frigate rocks from the waves of the skip's stone. Somewhere the commandant sleeps unaware. The workers have names we cannot know. One sets the optics inside the radome. The other hefts the sweat-stained sack and braces themselves against the door to the plywood shack. Each frame wounds Nietzsche more. Gloss, two-dimensional black and white ink and line renderings. The ME-262 pounds through clouds, low-slung UMO engines roar. Its 30mm talons drip the blood of countless 8th Air Force B-17s. Close-up of Ubermensch, eyes glinting blue through the black inks as the pages flip and jink. Superman follows close through the Immelmann turn, twin parallel contrail spiral. Superman's hands bites the OD green canopy seal, gives way. Ubermensch leaps from the cockpit, delivers the haymaker. Superman's chin turned hard and suddenly too close to the lens, breaks the fourth wall, big as life. The near-sighted Clark Kent, also blue-eyed, falls. Ubermensch, unencumbered by the crippled cutting-edge Nazi aircraft, cradles his doppelganger into one hell of a pile driver. Nietzsche, openly weeping, misquoted and misunderstood as Jesus, lets each frame spill to the floor. The proofs rendered by two different countries, each portraying the other as some guerrilla man standing up to its ultimate warrior. In the room of Knockjack Swagger, 11. Elf. Fleshly bathed, the Magi babe squints, leans over the aerial reconnaissance map, and points, "We will make the first incision here." An airman moves, plastic planes to intercept imagined bombers. St. Joseph has lost his Caravaggio smile in the school bus, lit fold of his scaffold brown robe, and all the while the Junkers 88G1 circles harrowing for secondary targets. We stacked the bodies, looking for holes where their souls peeked out. Descartes drew the line with his slide ruled. The lighter pinched my hand to the crotch of the auditorium's door and tilted. The body was too far burned to bleed the way we bury the earth in the sky. Wohin gehen wir? How much I want to eat your face. The cigarette girl smiles nervously, thankful for her tips and tray that come between us. A run in her left stocking, the divider of a forested heat and the devourer. The world bent over a hookah, teeth yellowed, brotheled sheen, hazy billowing. A wink, a cravat, a monocle, a chomp filter cherry lit, all in that, her maniacal unseen. But she's just getting by. Has never really smiled at appetite. She applies 3 different taxes, hands you 11 cents. Change. No one gave her self to her. Self? The gartered tailboom, her gleaming white fuselage, her 8 antlered aerials, the ray dome containing the night fighting instinct. We no longer fly. We tunnel. See how the Magi at his aerial charts darts in his made-up fissure between belly and conscience. Lamb, you do not feed a people with separation. Community, this mighty stomach, this tuna, this Jesu, this Buddha, this Dionysus, this loaf divided, this body chunked with lemon-cut pickles, this smiling, this is a tree, this is a dead man nailed to a tree, this is the burbled meaning of blood and words and lips, this... living room television, the sky is torment, skins, airplanes, 6-sun tailfin, Ishi it, I bitten kith kin, kining 30 or 50 cal machine guns, drop tanks, crash gas, fire holes, fabric, I kit critic, crimp crick, rim firin, divin, trigger tailplane, wing tank and dive flapped, twirl tinnitus, trip, torn aileron, burning onion, potatoes, hot dog, Wonder Bread, mayotes, Legos clasped together like a good family should. motherhood under the fire wind sits and shims. Airport connected to Trundlebed, happy Pappy Boyington. He is father, black sheep, limb, ifrit, remote, climb, cringing, finish the spint, eye, left carpet, crawling, flat spin, khaki, flight suit, dream, sunbird, pined, mind, pilot, flight, controlled, air victories, fever, Pacific diving, triggering his guns, couch bound, it matters because the sky is torment, crimped, finished, ishi, I, it, C-SPAN on witnesses standing at attention in the rain, 2-star change of command ceremony, water striking through field jacket, commanders undercover. We laugh at the futility, this growl masses under the wet disguise of status quo. Later, sweating rows of men and women wait under red clay sunshine, at attention, unmovable as the Noceum's meal us. This is decorative service, Ishi caged by his new friends. And jam them into the eyes of your enemy. You have to do this hard, very hard. W.D. Snodgrass, after experience, taught me. Low, red, sheer, long-shorn man mad. I swung wide one sunset, that forked thing victory fingers are. Peace thrown, unclot sung high. Come, my lovely bayonet. Peace thrown carelessly by the pass or by, let signal bury me in parachute flare shone red sheer long-shorn man mad eye swung wide sunset endless billet endless barrack climb hill bets endless live fire low crawl wire endless drill drone unclot sung high come my lovely bay oh net oh we welcomed them reverse dawn sat down beer wept talked shit we uniformed sons bro otherhood crows red sheer long-shorn men mad eyes swung wide sunset kill them enemy was the most me I'd met, the most alive, his left sleeve the crepe patch sewed unclots, sung high come my lovely bayonet. I've hung on him, climbed piles of eye, in cry crept mirror eye in eye, twin riven and leapt, oh red, sheer, longshoreman, mad eye swung, wide sunset, unclot swung high, come my lovely bayonet. Unthrown from the tower, sun stalks, night blooms. Sunflower, night mother, dream you. Fast, fury, mover. Trigger drone turbines that burn and bitter bake. Jellified spit gas firm. Hot bones undo themselves, ash rise. Short, tongue, lunged, barbarian shone. Tar-lung barbarian shone. Jellified spit gas firm. Hot bones do die and defoliant. Ooze, what does this damage do? Our crake raises, ring to wingtip, now croon, drape, dangle, carpet, la bomb, sue, death, so death, pretty, like breath, bathed crew. Death, pretty, like breath, bathed crew, raises wingtip to ring, knell, croon, when we as babies no longer thrown, but from the fracture found burn raked. Father nations unnatural zone, fast fury, move trigger drone, keep the airway, leave leaves alone, keep the airway, leap leaves alone. Father nations unnatural zone, undo themselves, ash, rise, shoot, unhoveled, huddled, hooded, slake thirsty, accountant, accost, drew, do die in defoliant ooze, will you, the brave, will war ensue? Will you, the brave, will war ensue? Thirsty accountants. Accost, drew drape, dangle carpet lit bombs, so on theory thrives. Unthralled mom shakes. Sunflower night mother dream you. When we as babes no longer thrown from the tower, sun stalks, night blooms. When we as babes no longer thrown from the tower, sun stalks, night blooms. Valentine's Day, 1945. Blockbusters took the air, night mother blue. grew incendiary havoc. Her legs don't shake. They jettison the stump of her body to walk a while in the jargon of air traffic. Controllers, hooves, strafing or not, prints across the cement yawn of my cairn. Rubbled, I smile at the somnambulance as it roars by with its eye-splitting whine, O harpy, red-blue. Howl leaps through the intersection against the slotted traffic light without looking. Black out, the mother stares at the rib cage abandoned by infant. Where do you expect us to go when the bombs fall? Life. I grin, crank her air raid siren, eye searchlight healed by her falling torch song. 7-11 depleted uranium penetrating core off center nose broken. Like Michael Foucault, Angelo Linkless Yahweh and fired from nostrils flare jet propulsion big gulp JP8 emulsion orange bang explosive bolt erection. Time elapsed capsule 5-1-17 covert Sunday beer. Stuck potato 2 Porchata Street corner attitude indicator erection vitamin nap of the earth pilsner stick and rudder so where's the fucking ding dongs? Viet Cong jutters jolt soda web gear, blue ribbons, minigun paps, lay down, don't say a thing. A10 warthog, they read rotor wash like grenade fishing. I was never there. Y-O-D-A, yo, da. Pez dispenser, where are you waiting for this ATM? It has a $4 inconvenience fee. Diapers, GAU8B, Avengers movie, Canon 7, barrels, rotating boxes of free Special K, wide convex mirror, surf detergent, aviator sunglasses don't make you a Howard Hughes walking with feet in Kleenex boxes, aviator. Gray out our hypoglycemia, dad's eyes roll back, won't speak, shudder, capture, evade, no one buys those 79-cent leopard bruised bananas. What language does the counter speak? Blue moon, you saw nothing. Motherfucking strawberry man, berry food, field, fast mover, Boone's farm, sonic boom, Vince Neil, photographs like a pyramid of naked prisoners. Starbuck, vet ex-wife checking under car for IED. Take all the single dads out and shoot 'em. Grizzlies, third generation, Black Mountain poet rises at Blackwater bedeviling. No bags of change. It's box drop 20s, plain clothesmen dragging hooded dignity upside down through their own urine to the Brinks armored car. 14-year-old muffin top Liro del Chaco Latina. 14-year-old muffin top Liros del Chaco Latina smiled at me once when I brought her a silk lily jingly ding dong. Alerts when you enter for the store, whirring analog cameras. We are all just hushed, Othello'd, hands around Amorica's throat. Black and white green tapes and security cameras. Torrigiano, I can't look at this floor any longer. Tongued, no quarter stuck in great bazooka bubble gummed in carceral archipelago. I go, Iago. Your enemy's best calories are in their eyes. The wasp is a masturbatorial dupe. I flit from porn site to porn site until she bobs, hands cuffed around her back, face down in the pool. So do we praise her for her discipline or is she dead? Sometimes you are happy. The way mid-morning sunlight rides through your windshield makes your upper thighs warm to a drone. Every flower is a frustrating queen. He was wrong. All 13 mountains were movement. The blackbird's eye held fast to the silver metallic lipstick of her last cigarette. Her apathetic look, V-legged peep of her copper panties. I set out knowing all the answers. Now I collect all the fuck yous of prison cell because he was disrespecting me. Shift spins on VHS, our analog dismemberment between tape heads. We stretch a hirsute scavenger with a MasterCard at 2 a.m. Your spine is a broken xylophone. Skid marks on K-rail. What wakes up the concrete LA River? Oh, the graffiti has its own eyes, as curated by scholars safe behind horn-rimmed glasses. Our eyes and deep like fangs, we hang our bodies dangling from some god's wrist. Our snake bodies whip tails. Whip how many bliss-tired asses must we see? Why not just put your nose in the illusion? If the plastic arts permit. But your lover's mouth is below all of that. answer your whine, your cat calls. The hum canter sings through spiracles in the palm dream. My people, I give you permission, whenever you like, to make that U-turn, even if the sign says not to, and here's why. O fictive kinship, what can I lay claim to? The Who, Steppenwolf, the mighty Led Zeppelin, who lifted from the Black Delta the appearance of soul-shrieking Valhalla carcinogens? My aviation maintenance wings, what sings of 100% casualty rate per 20 minutes or 26 missions over the European theater, when we used pressurized hoses to swab out the 8th Air Force from their own planes, when congressmen who took and look like me spit Seussian rhymes to deliver anti-American dreams. Two towers fall does not justify the murder of 21,221 insurgents or 151,000 civilians, depending on the census you choose to follow. And how many distant brothers and sisters of Abraham lay face down overnight, zip-tied into prayer position. How to be this white man so angry at white men? It's all of us. We are not wind-up toys. We, the co-borrowers, we, the co-buyers of the 725 tactical load Tomahawk missiles shot into Iraq, purchased at a cost of $1.45 million apiece. That's $1,087,000,000 at a cost of $1.45 million apiece. That's $1,087.5 million misappropriated dollars used to steal lives that could have been saturated with kindness and education. I am understandably disappointed with my unrepresentation in government that supports unpopular wars in defenseless regions of the world. My government, who was only happy when she installed 2 new, temporary, unnecessary sons over a voiceless Japan. Am I unpatriot now? After these messages, we will be right back. Fast forward. And now, kids, it's time for Kodachrome Meditations with the Lockwire Midwife. Our 2 kids play on a paddy dike. Cobra helicopter gonna take Tortsui alive as cupboard, or third drawer from bottom, cold linoleum, red iodine smell, Bactine foam, skinless skin mouth, copper penny, wee water left to run, above ground pipes, hung over frozen grass. I break through fourth wall of page, light touch your face, moonflower, unfrozen outhouse. Zen, what was said by hand-worn care in rock gardens, circular grains we may walk among beauty, translate matter into energy. Zombie, a comfort to us, ultimate other self in conflict with normative sprawl. I, a means to believe that by doing no thing, you are a separate from the status quo. Also, simultaneous lie allows you to elevate that self above an enemy you can endlessly kill in self-defense. His gap whistle, my son's smile, blur and red crayon carved into the back of Coco's kid menu. Boom, boom. Brown heads levitate above stick-drawn bodies left with X's for eyes. A little flight. Killing peasants, planting rice is mighty nice. Napalm sticks. Our apocalypse is dystopia, a comfort complicit with the machine that tells us to feed ourselves while we work our 40-year hours. The self-import, ant and unaware, pass by what we could do for 2 minutes hate. Group-led cow is Thinix. Message chalked on olive drab shell. Fall fuse heavenward. Prayer can die. Candle lift. Ball. Loon upward into grave in the sky what was said. Prayer candle lift balloon upward into grave in the sky what said. Stir into egg drop soup we may unfold, walk among gas turbine beauty. T53L13 stator vanes, axial centrifugal compressor, spins the output gearhouse. Each design lends its life to let flower calyx dream of the human dove. Cyclic and collect I've pushed to 92%. The governor blooms into rotor wash. O dove, O taube, cruel wings and tailplane. O iron cross on the wings, stripped of meanings. A beautiful sail, the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria of my youth. Scent of skin burnt on jungle gym. Hair caught in whim of merry-go-rounds. We, changeling born, wetware of the new state, corporate body absent. Replace we weirdling born cord and call, wrapped her head, dream crid mother crew drift cradles, milk sing, lift candle, prayer eared, handheld cell to cell towers signal boost. Give sticks to kids, our streets as empty as Xmas. Hey, hey, Captain Jack, meet me down by the railroad track with that wet bone. Oaths and flags, threshold, we step into the trapdoor through one, lay under another. 7 rifles sing 3 times the ode to joy in Papa's lap. Kite dancers string spool out, alone together away. Each new dragon skyly leaps, crossbeams, boxes, red-blue tails, fins, aerofoil, conduit of child into the sky, pitch, roll, thrust, Yahweh. We walk among beauty, mechanic my hands on a riveted dummy, death from above, quad toe launcher wing, AH-1-06, November 1st, 1911, Lieutenant Giello Gavati flew his Tauba monoplane with 4 2-pound grenades. 17th December 1903, classically composed shot, 12 seconds, 120 feet flown, upper left to bottom right sand dune falls away. 3 principal points of interest, 2 men, 1 in shadow, arms thrown up in victory. Shoeless 9-year-old girl, hungry, hand-shaded eyes left skyward. Napalm sticks to kids. Which child lows below the eye? The Bombay mouth speaks over heaven, limbless, the falling walk among beauty, cupboard, kitty hawk, red and blue crayon, old soup, railroad track, the people, the last rock garden, bombshell, prayer balloon. We translate matter into energy.